hope you all had a wonderful weekend. We're back ready to get started again. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's Mickey Monday, which isn't unusual because we've been naming the days of the week. But today it's going to be about learning something maybe we didn't know before, something really interesting and inspiring. Okay? So like I said, it's Mickey Monday. I want to show you one of the first drawings of Mickey Mouse. Look at that. Do you think he looks different? Absolutely. You know how I ask you to revise paragraphs because they can get better every time? That's exactly what happens with drawings too. Walt Disney, when he first created this, just kept trying over and over and over until he got the perfect one. Look at this. That was this same character in 1928. And then just 7 years later, in 1935, he looks more like the Mickey that we know of today, right? So this character evolved into this. Why do you think he changed this? What do you think he didn't like about this? Yeah, this guy looks a lot more friendly, doesn't he? He does to me. Okay? All right, so let's learn a little bit about Walt Disney. Walt Disney grew up poor, so they moved around from Chicago to Missouri and to a farm in Kansas City. Two of his older brothers ran away when he was just 4. They didn't like all the hard work and not having enough food to eat, and so they just left. But Disney, he stayed, and because he wanted to be helpful to his family, but also because of his neighbors. He owes a big debt of gratitude to the neighbors because the neighbors kind of took care of him and they hired him to draw pictures of the man's horse. So that's where he got his love of drawing. He started out really young by his neighbors introducing him to the world of drawing and also the world of movies and vaudeville. Back then a lot of entertainment took place on the stage with these vaudeville plays, which are kind of like silly, humorous plays that make people laugh. And so that really sparked his interest in making people laugh. So when he was a young boy, he lied about his age to join the army, the military. He was only 16 years old and you have to be 18, but he lied. And he entered World War I, and he joined the U.S. Navy. Well, when he got turned down, I guess they figured out how old he was, he tried then to join the Canadian Armed Forces. But finally, he was accepted into the Red Cross as an ambulance driver, so he got to do his part. Maybe not on the front line, but certainly helping others. That Ernest Hemingway, which you probably don't know, is a famous writer. He also did the same thing. Now, back in Kansas City after the war, Disney landed a job at an art studio because he was very, artsy, making advertisements. You know how we see commercials advertising certain things? Well, back then it was a lot of print advertising to get people to buy things. And he had a co-worker that he really liked, so they left and they started their own company. They focused on animation and they called it Laugh-O-Gram. Now, none of these businesses were very successful, and although the Laugh-O-Gram cartoons were popular, the company went bankrupt. Can you imagine Walt Disney bankrupt? That means everything gone. But maybe that was a good thing because Disney headed to Hollywood. And in Hollywood, he created Mickey Mouse. Now, his new studio in California started a series called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was distributed by Universal Pictures, so they were short cartoons at the movies, and became very popular. But actually, instead of making his pay go up, they asked him to take a pay cut. So he actually lost money on those cartoons. And, well, he also lost the rights to that popular character. So he could no longer draw that. Can you imagine doing all that work and then you have to lose the rights? That's horrible. Did he give up? No. He started to work on another character. Now, the first character was called Mortimer Mouse. I think this guy was probably Mortimer Mouse. But his wife, she suggested that Mickey sounded much happier. And so that's how he evolved into our Mickey Mouse today, that happy character that we all love. Now, that's amazing. So many times he met up with failure, but he kept going. And think about the amazing things he has created today. Walt Disney World, Disneyland, all our favorite cartoon movies. If he hadn't persevered and kept trying, we wouldn't be enjoying any of those things today. So I hope you go ahead and look back at pictures of you at Disney World or Disneyland, or even try and draw your own cartoon today. I would love to see it. Maybe someday you'll be as famous as Walt Disney. Bye.